question I get asked the most about Procreate always deals with blurry lines. Why are my lines blurry? Why do my lines look pixelated when I move or resize something? Well, dear viewers, there are 2 steps that you can take to get cleaner and sharper lines, and that is the topic of today's video. Before we begin though, there's one thing that you have to understand, and that is that Procreate is a raster-based program, meaning that your image is going to be made up of pixels. Unlike a vector-based program such as Adobe Illustrator, where you can infinitely resize your image without any loss of quality, a raster-based program or app like Procreate is going to have some pixelization. But these are the 2 tips that can help you curb that. Tip number 1, start with a large canvas. Bigger canvas means more pixels, which means sharper lines. To illustrate this, let's open up this 1000 by 1000 pixel canvas and draw a circle in the middle. Now, as we start to zoom in, you're going to see the edges of that circle start to pixelate and blur. Now, if we use a 4000 by 4000 pixel canvas and we draw that same circle, you'll see the lines are a lot crisper as we zoom in. And here's a side-by-side comparison so you can really see the difference. So what size of canvas do I use? If I'm working on a t-shirt design for Amazon's print-on-demand platform, Merch by Amazon, my canvas size is going to be 4500 by 5400 pixels, since that's the required size to upload for that platform. That's over 4 times as many pixels as compared to if you use the screen size canvas selection that comes default in Procreate. That 4500 by 5400 is a print-worthy size for t-shirts. Lines print out crisp and clear. There's no pixelization or quality loss going from the iPad canvas over to a physical canvas, which in this case is a t-shirt. If I'm doing a square design for Instagram, I'm usually going to use a 3000 by 3000 pixel or a 4000 by 4000 pixel canvas. So here is where selecting your canvas size can be a little bit of a juggling act. So the bigger your canvas is, the fewer layers you're going to have available. If you're not going to be printing out things banner or poster size, it's not always the best idea just to max out your canvas size, because that might not leave you enough layers to effectively complete your design. Also, the maximum number of layers that you have on any given canvas is going to be determined by the RAM in your iPad. So the numbers that you're seeing here, they might be different than what you get on your model. For me, I'm using a 1 terabyte 2021 iPad Pro, which has the most available RAM of any iPad model, so you may have less. So the brush you select is also going to play a role in this first tip about canvas size too. Some brushes are going to look a little bit more blurry or pixelated than others. And to illustrate this, let's go ahead and use this 1000 by 1000 pixel canvas. And to begin with, I'm going to start out by using my standard inker brush, which is part of my cartooning brush set for Procreate that's available for purchase on Gumroad. And I'll just go ahead and draw a tapered line here on the canvas. Now I'm going to switch over to the inking folder and use the technical pen. And I'll just go ahead and draw a similar tapered line under my first one. And then you can see as we zoom in, you can really start to see how blurry that technical pen brush is compared to my standard inker brush that I used to begin with. So keep in mind here, your brush choice is going to make as much of a difference as your choice in canvas size. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, change the interpolation setting when moving, rotating, or resizing an object. So if we go up here to the transform menu, the second to the right option down here on the bottom row is the interpolation setting. So what is interpolation and why does this make a difference? Interpolation is the method used to adjust the pixels in an image when you scale, rotate, or transform it. So when you make something bigger or smaller, that transformation is going to take either more pixels to make it happen or less pixels. This is where Procreate needs to figure out how many more or less pixels it needs to make and how to position them so the edges between different colors in your artwork stay as clear as possible. That's what interpolation does. So like I said, 3 different options, and the first one is Procreate's default setting, which is nearest neighbor. So nearest neighbor is the simplest and fastest type of interpolation. It only considers 1 pixel of each side of the edge when it calculates how to display the transform result. Like I said, this is the default setting in Procreate, so if you're used to seeing a loss in quality when you're transforming objects in your design, that's going to be the reason. If you've never switched it, it's always going to use that. The only time I would really recommend using nearest neighbor is only for pixel art, which brings us then to interpolation number 2, which is bilinear. Bilinear interpolation uses a 2x2 area of pixels surrounding the edges, which gives us a total of 4 pixels with bilinear as compared to the single pixel of nearest neighbor. Obviously, 4 is better than 1. It is going to take some more processing time, but you are going to get smoother, cleaner results with bilinear as compared to nearest neighbor. Bilinear is okay to use when you're transforming single color shapes, or if you're working with like really crisp line art that's just a single color as well. But honestly, in most cases, you're going to want to go with option number 3, which is bicubic. Bicubic uses an area of 16 surrounding pixels. Bicubic, we got 16, bilinear is 4, nearest neighbor is 1. So you see the jump. Bicubic works by giving importance to pixels that are closer to the edge. So because of this, it is the slowest of the 3 methods, but it's going to offer the sharpest and most accurate results. Bicubic is going to be best suited for painting and illustration where you've got lots of colors, lots of things going on. This one's going to be your best bet to stick with, so if you don't want to think about it, just go with bicubic, have it set as that, and don't ever change it. Just to show you all 3 options in action, side by side for comparison, I'm going to use this puppy from one of my past tutorials. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and resize the one here on the left using nearest neighbor. Then we'll resize the one in the middle using the bilinear option. And then finally, we'll use bicubic interpolation to resize the one on the right. Now, as we zoom in here, you can see there's a lot more pixelization and quality loss when we use nearest neighbor. When comparing bilinear and bicubic, sometimes the results, they're not going to be as drastic or even noticeable at first. Honestly, there might be times when you can't even tell the difference, which obviously makes either one of these a good choice, but there is still a little less drop in quality when going with bicubic, as you can see here. So one thing to remember here, every single time you resize an image, this interpolation process happens again. After you do it a few times, you're going to start to see those edges looking fuzzier and more pixelated and more blurry. Easiest way to think about this is a photocopy machine. So if you take an original piece of paper, photocopy that first one, take that photocopy, photocopy that one, take that photocopy, photocopy that one. By the end, that last photocopy is not going to look nearly as clear as that original piece of paper in there. It's kind of the same thing here. Try to avoid repeatedly transforming the same part of your image. For me, rule of thumb, I try not to do any more than 2 transforms, moves, or resizes on any given object. So get your changes made, make sure they're good, lock them in, and be done with it. So there we go, the 2 most important tips on how to avoid blurry edges in Procreate. Hopefully you found today's video helpful. If you did, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up and also share it with a friend if you think they might get some use out of it too. This is your first time here. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of Procreate tutorials and videos talking about how to make money with your art. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you can get alerted when I post new content. As for me, I can be found online at BeeJayDeL.com as well as on Instagram and Twitter at BeeJayDeL. So until next time, keep creating.